Hey everybody, it's Rich Tola, and thanks for tuning in to Tola Talks on Friday, March 6th, 2015. Well, we're going scriptless today, right? You guys remember throwing the script in the air? I didn't even prepare for this show today. Why? Well, you guys have been following along. You know that I did my first stand-up audition at Flappers the other day, and guess what? I just booked the show for March 20th. If you're in the area, Burbank, awesome club. It's in the Yoo-Hoo room upstairs. Be performing at between 7:30 and 9. That's the show, so hope you could make it. It'll be my first one. Pretty exciting. So I thought we'd try a little improv. And let's get started with a quick celebrity shout out to Harrison Ford. I mean, hey, way to go. I think he was doing his best Wright Brothers impersonation. Crashed the plane. He's doing okay. And by the way, I lived, no bullshit, I lived right across the street from that golf course 2 summers ago when I spent the summer in Santa Monica and Venice. So, hey, I hope get well soon and get back in the air soon. I'm sure you will. So let's talk about what was going on yesterday. You know the Get Your Shit Together award? Because this actually happened to me. I get a phone call. And we're going to have a Get Your Shit Together award today to someone else who really needs to get it together. Well, a buddy of mine calls me. He watches the show and he says, hey, Rich, you're dead on with this woman up in Portland who's suing this restaurant for $100,000. Okay, go check it out, yesterday's show. So anyway, he owns a restaurant, right? And back when the World Cup was going on, he had an event. It was a Brazilian event, so he had women that came in with costumes on. He actually hired an outside company to bring in these women to dance, right? So now he says, just yesterday, he's like, you're not going to believe this. I get a phone call from an attorney who says we're being sued for $3,500 because of a wardrobe malfunction. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, well, this woman, she kind of had a small chest and this costume was heavy. It hurt her shoulders. So now she's suing the restaurant who hired the outside company who provided this costume to this woman for $3,500. I said, holy shit. I mean, talk about get your shit together. First of all, what upstanding attorney is going to take on that case? And secondly, I mean, look, she's just probably trying to get some money to get a boob job. I mean, what is going on here, people? So you know what I said? I go, you know what we need to do? We need to change the laws. Okay, anybody could sue anybody, right? Which yesterday I said is a bunch of bullshit. Well, guess what? Here's what I think should happen. If you initiate a lawsuit and you lose for something stupid. You see, by the way, Kickstarter is now reviewing all these Kickstarter campaigns to see if they're worthy. Well, let's say you initiate a campaign or a lawsuit and you lose. Well, you should be forced to pay 2 times that amount, right? Let's do it that way. So penalize people for coming up with this bullshit lawsuit that has no merit. I think that's what you should do, because how does this woman get off of suing a restaurant where she was hired by an outside company? Makes no sense to me, people. You got to get your shit together. If you're going after some quick, easy money, hey, try playing the lottery or go on the street and turn tricks. What do I know? But guess what? You shouldn't be doing that, right? You got to get your shit together, clearly. So I said, hey, that's what I think. Double it up. It's like double or nothing. Hey, you want to do this and it doesn't go through, it's not worthy, you got to pay double. Maybe it'll dissuade people for doing stupid shit. On that note, it is Fitness Friday. We're going to talk a little bit of fitness. And what should we talk about? I'll tell you what we're going to talk about. Last night, I taught a yoga class. A little bit of yoga here. Taught a yoga class. You guys should come and take my class. By the way, I'm teaching next Friday, Friday the 13th at 12 noon. Check me out on social, at Rich Tola. Right? You guys know on Facebook, you'll see I post that. And so I'm teaching a yoga class, and I haven't seen this woman. She's one of my students, but I haven't seen her in about 2 weeks. So she comes in, and I'm like, wow, I mean, she looked different. I didn't want to say that she gained weight, but this woman looked different. So she comes out there, she's like, oh my God, Rich, you're not going to believe this. I gained a few pounds in the past few weeks. I said, a few pounds, or what are we talking? She goes, well, maybe 6 or 7 pounds. I'm like, maybe like 10 pounds? She goes, yeah, I gained 10 pounds in 2 weeks. I'm like, holy shit, how'd you do that? She goes, well, I love food. I said, honey, who doesn't love food? I mean, if you're anorexic, maybe you don't love food, but what are you talking about? You love food, so you gorge yourself for 2 weeks. I go, you're this hot girl. It makes a difference, people. You put on 10 pounds and she has a small frame. It's noticeable. And no one's going to say to you along the way, 1 week into it, maybe she lost 5 pounds. Hey, you're gaining weight. You got to stop. Nobody wants to do that, right? You can't be honest that way. That's too bad you can't be honest that way, but you can. So I said, listen, it's real simple. You got a weekend coming up, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Why don't you just not eat? She goes, what do you mean not eat? I said, I'll tell you what you do. Eat Snickers bars. I mean, that's what I do. And this is no bullshit, people. When I want to lose weight, I eat a couple of Snickers bars for the day. I do 2 days in a row. I lose 2-3 pounds. No bullshit. I just did that last week because everybody knows I want to keep my weight under 150 pounds. That's the way I am, right? In particular about that. It keeps you feeling great, healthy, looking young, all that nonsense. You can go read all about that with my Stay Zen or all the other stuff I have on the internet. So I said, listen, you can do it. Anybody can do it. She goes, I don't think I could do it. I said, why not? Because I love food too much. I said, no, it's because you don't want it bad enough. Hey, just like me going to do stand-up comedy. I mean, I've been at this business for 8 years, and I love comedy. I've interviewed a lot of comics on this show, and, you know, it's been in my psyche for about a year. When I started my Get Your Shit Together podcast a year ago, I thought, wow, wouldn't it be cool if I had the courage to do that? Well, guess what? Now I'm doing it, and guess what? I booked. It's not that difficult, people. You got to dig deep down inside and take it upon yourself to say, I can do it. Why not? What do you got to lose? So you're going to be hungry for 2 days. I said, hey, you get a headache, take a couple of pills, a couple of aspirins, get rid of the headache. It's not that hard. So if you can't go 2 or 3 days by making a sacrifice that's going to help you, then you know what? There's no help for you. So don't be like complaining about, oh, I'm gaining weight, I'm looking this, I'm looking that. Don't make the complaint. Take it upon yourself to dig deep down inside, and if you want it bad enough, you'll do it. Anybody can do it. Hey guys, that's our show for today. I'm keeping it short and sweet. Have an awesome weekend. Go subscribe on YouTube if you're interested following the show. Again, check me out on social. 2 weeks today, March 20th. Check me out, the Yoo-Hoo Room, Flappers in Burbank. It's going to be rocking. On that note, I'm Rich Tola. And remember, dreams do come true. But hey, what do I know?